Hello, good morning. This is John Big Dog Wagner coming at you. Hope everybody's doing good. I don't talk to you before. Happy 4th of July. If you're on the road, hope you're getting paid good, making that money. If you're going home, have a cocktail and a burger for me. All right. I'm hearing that a lot of people are coming to Super Ego educated. They know what to expect, they know what to do, and they're doing good, which is good. It does me good to know that people are listening to what I'm saying, they're taking heed to what I'm saying, and they're putting it into practice. I appreciate that. It lets me know that what I'm doing is not for nothing. I got a lot of people that are asking me, am I still with Super Ego? Am I still doing good? I ain't going nowhere. I'm here. I'm gonna be getting my reefer pretty soon. I'm on the list. After 6 months, you can get a reefer, and I'm well past my 6-month mark. So I'm on the list to get my reefer. They got brand new reefers coming in, and I'm gonna give that a shot for a while. Run reefer loads. I was actually trying to do it to where I could keep my dry van and get a reefer, but so far I'm not able to get the right answers or get knowledgeable answers to whether I can do that or not. I don't see why not. I'm paying for both of them, so. I'm also starting to get those trolls. Mentioned it before. I think it's kind of funny. I get guys on here that kind of half listen to what I say, and then, you know, they try to impress upon me that their situation is better. Okay, if you're in a better situation, congratulations, good for you. I didn't go onto your channel, I did not go onto your video to challenge your situation. You came onto mine. So as you're doing this, it's very clear that I could care less what you're doing. But yet you're very interested in what I'm doing. If all you want to do is come on here to talk negativity, why waste your time? Happy people don't do that. So that tells me that as great as you think your situation is, you're miserable. And you're trying to knock somebody else down while you're doing what you're doing. You can't knock me down. You can't. I know my situation. I know what I'm doing. My wife, my kids, my grandkids, they're all good. They're all good. Pretty soon I'm about to enter a program where I'm gonna pick up another truck and I'm gonna hire a driver. I'll cover all the bills. I'll make sure he makes his percentage per mile. That's how good I'm doing here. Now, is everybody doing good here? No. I ain't gonna lie to you, no. There's a lot of people who are not. But there's a lot more who are. Like I said before, Super Ego got 4,000 trucks on the road. Having 4,000 trucks on the road, it ain't because everybody ain't making money. So You know, I see I go to a truck stop. I see the Super Ego trucks. I talk to the drivers, and more often than not, I run across drivers that are doing good. I run across drivers that are at least comfortable. A lot of them say the same thing. It took me a minute to figure it out, but once I figured it out, I'm good. You know what I mean? I run across a few that are not so hot. I start talking to them, start trying to break it down, see what they're doing wrong. And I always run into the same thing. I don't worry about this, I don't worry about that. I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm doing. Okay, well, if you knew what you're doing, you'd be making money. So evidently, you don't know. And pride will kill you every time. But there's a lot of people out there that are doing well with somebody. And most of them say the same thing. When I first started, I was struggling. It took me a minute to figure it out. I wish I'd have known when I started what I know now, because I would have started a lot sooner. I would have got on my way a lot sooner. I wouldn't have struggled as much when I got started. I wish there was somebody out there putting word out, letting people know what you need to know and what you need to do to make money. So that's what I've been doing. That's what I've been doing. Trying to get word out, trying to let people know how important the details are. Okay? Like I tell everybody, you're not working for Super Ego. You're working for yourself. You're running your own business. If you go to any business, I don't care what kind of business it is. It could be a car wash, it could be a grocery store, it could be a doctor's office. There's somebody in that office looking at the details, looking at what's going on. Why is this making money? Why is that not making money? What do we got to do different? What do we got to change? There's somebody always looking at the details in every business. There is not one successful business out there where somebody doesn't know the details. And they can recite them for you. But this business is the same thing. You have to know the details. And once you get good at it, once you get time in, it'll get to the point where somebody can tell you a run and you instantly know if that's a good run or not. You instantly know if you should take that run or not. You instantly know what you should expect to make off that run. Just recently, I had a talk with my my dispatcher's manager, and we were chopping it up for about an hour or so. And I told him, I said, one of the hardest things for drivers when they come to this company is that they don't know what they're doing. And we have dispatchers that I don't feel are appropriately trained. I've already dealt with a few of them that don't know what they're doing. And you have new drivers, uneducated, trusting dispatchers that are uneducated, and they end up not making money. I said, and that's what's creating a revolving door. He says, but we brought on like 10, 15 people last week. I said, yeah, you got trucks for them. That means at least 10, 15 or more recently quit because they're not making money. He said, yeah, I get it, and I understand what you're saying, and I agree with you. He said, on my board, I make sure that all my dispatchers know what they're doing and know what they should be putting out. If I see a load that gets assigned that's not a profitable load, I cancel the load. I said, but that's something every board manager should be doing on every board. He's like, I can't control everybody. Okay, you can't control everybody, but at some point, somebody's got to speak up. Somebody's got to say something. If you want quarterly drivers to stay, you got some people like myself that are just stubborn. If I want to get in the water, I don't stick my toe in, I jump in. And I figure out a way to swim. Survival. Not everybody's like that. Some people will stick their toe in, stick their foot in. They get to the point, it's too cold, I'm out of here. No. And these are the kind of people that are creating that revolving door. And I can't say I blame them, because if you come somewhere and you plan on making money and you're not making money, why would you stay? But the money is there. The money is there. But like anything, you have to have the knowledge to get it. You have to have the knowledge to make it. If you walk in here and I've been a truck driver for 20 years, I know what the hell I'm doing. Well, you've been a truck driver for 20 years and you're still looking for a way to make money, so clearly you don't. If you knew what you were doing, you wouldn't be looking for employment. You wouldn't be 20 years later. 20 years ago, trucking was shit. You got truckers from 20 years ago that own land. Truckers from 20 years ago that have several trucks since retired that have put drivers in their trucks running their own contracts. You got truckers 20 years ago that turned their small business into big business with the kind of money that was out there 20 years ago. So if you've been a trucker for 20 years and you walking in the door at Super Ego, you cannot begin to make me believe you know what the hell you're doing. I'm sorry. If I got in the trucking 20 years ago, you'd see Wagner trucks all over the fucking place right now. And that's fact. That's fact. I'd be living out there in some Midwest state with a great big ranch with horses and all kinds of stuff, and my kids and grandkids living a life if I started trucking 20 years ago. And that's fact. So you cannot come up to me and tell me you've been trucking for 20 years and you know what you're doing, and you can't make money at Super. First off, if you can't make money, then clearly you don't know what you're doing. Because there's guys who've been trucking for 2 years, 3 years that have come here, they figured it out, and they raking in a couple grand a week. They figured it out. So, with that said, I mean, there are guys that are doing videos out there, not just me, that are telling people, letting people know what it takes to make money here. Before I got here, I mentioned a lot of times Alfredo Hammerdown Manning. I was all over his channel. I was all over his channel. By the time I got to Super Ego and I went through orientation, that was a review. Everything he had to say in there, I already knew from watching his videos. That was a review. And that's something that I think everybody should be doing. I suggest that everybody is doing. Get on my videos, the early part of my videos, get on his videos, get on somebody's video, somebody who's actually driving, or somebody who actually drove and made money. And listen to what they did or what they're doing to make money. They're telling you how to do it. They're telling you what you need to know. Prepare yourself. That way when you get there, it's not going to click right away. It didn't click right away for me. But going in, I had an idea, I had a concept of what needed to be done. So once I jumped in the water, it was just a matter of putting it into practice to swim. You know what I mean? So that's my recommendation for everybody. Properly prepare yourself. Do your homework. Come in here knowledgeable. Come in here with at least a knowledge base, a foundation for what you need to do. If you do that, you better your chances of being successful. The next thing is, come here for the right reasons. Now, if you just come in here because you know you got the freedom to go home whenever you want, go get a job at home. If you come in here because you know that you're your own boss and you can go wherever you want to go, just go get a regular job. Because these are the kind of people that take advantage of those opportunities and they go home. They go wherever they want to go. They're not working. And these are the same people who can't make money at Super Ego. They're trying to call me to make me drive, but I can't make no money. Well, if they're calling you to make you drive, that means you ain't driving. The fact that you're not making money is self-explanatory. I should be able to do whatever I want to do, and yet I'm not making no money. Well, what are you doing? Whatever I want. Okay, again, self-explanatory. They're not going to tell you that, but you got to listen to what they're saying. You listen to what they're saying, and they'll tell you. They'll tell you exactly why they failed. Kind of like read between the lines kind of thing. They'll tell you exactly why they failed. I was supposed to be able to make $1,500 a week. I drove a load to pay $1,500, and Super Ego took my money before I got my money. I didn't make no money. Really? So you just drove a load for $1,500, and you were expecting to make that whole $1,500. You weren't expecting to pay gas. You weren't expecting to make a truck payment. You weren't expecting to make a trailer payment. You weren't expecting to do nothing. You were just going to drive that $1,500 load, go home, put your feet up, and wait for a $1,500 payment. Sometimes it's better to be thoughtful than open your mouth and prove it. And people who were saying stuff like that, yeah, you proving to everybody, exactly. So, you know, preparation is a necessity for success. And part of that preparation, you gotta really and literally know what you're jumping into. You gotta know what you're jumping into. And if you know what you're jumping into, Once you get in there, you'll be able to swim. If you're just going in there, I've been driving JB Hunt for 15 years. I know what I'm doing. I can drive a truck. Yeah, that's all you can do is drive a truck. But do you know how to run a business? Do you know what makes a load a good load? Do you know when to tell your dispatcher you got to get more money? Do you know how to route your own routes? Or have you been using their tablet the whole time doing the route for you? What do you know how to do? When it comes to repairs, do you know what anything costs? Or are you used to just going in there and the company's paying for it, get the company approval, I'm gonna go buy me some McDonald's, I'll be back. Do you know the difference in a tire at Love's and a tire at TA? And what the costs are? Difference in performance in a retread and a regular tire. Do you know any of this? All of this you have to know when you're running a business. Once you get your truck, what do you have to have? Do you know? When you drove for company, what did they provide? They provided you with chains. They provided you with the necessary emergency stuff. Fire extinguisher, triangles. The company made sure your truck was stocked. This is your truck. This is your business. You need to make sure that your truck is stocked. So you need to make sure that you have chains. You need to make sure you have the necessary tools, necessary equipment. You need to make sure you have straps or load locks or whatever it is that you're going to need. That's on you. I started buying all this stuff before I got here, which is why it was so important that once I picked up my truck, I got routed home so that I could stock my truck. I could load my truck up. You go to a pickup, some require load locks. My truck doesn't have a load lock rack on the back, so I got the retractable load locks. Stick them in the bottom of the bump. Most you can do with just straps. Some require 2 straps, some require 4 straps. I actually had a load that one time, the guy wanted 9 freaking straps. I told him I ain't got 9 straps, you kidding me? I gave him what I had and he put in the rest. That's overkill. I told him I got a couple load locks. I got 6 straps. Oh, we don't do the load locks. Okay. And me, if somebody has to cancel load, I ain't gonna argue about it. If you don't want me to drive your load, and that's a load I really don't want to take, I'm out. Why am I gonna fight about it? Why am I gonna cry about it? There's plenty of other loads that are out there. I've got brokers now. My dispatcher calls them and tells them I'm available. They make the negotiations easy because they know I'm gonna get there. They know they're not gonna have any issues. That's what you gotta do. That's the point that you gotta get to. But that's only gonna happen with proper preparation and a knowledge base. With this, hopefully you can get to that point faster than I got to. And for all of y'all that want to challenge what I'm making, you want to challenge if I'm being honest or not, you want to challenge Go find something that'll make you happy. Go find something that'll make you happy. I'm living my life. I'm doing good. I'm on the road every day. If I'm off the road, it's because I chose to. Next month, I'm taking a week off just so I can be with my family. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I got all my luxuries at home and my truck. I'm good. You guys worry about you. Make sure you're good. Alright, anyway, that's it for that. You guys have a great day. Stay safe out there and make some money. Again, happy 4th of July. It's a day to be thankful for. It's a day to recognize. For those of you who know the real reason, you'll be celebrating. For those of you who just think it's a time to drink and have a burger, you're going to do your own celebrating.